Psychologist Dr. Kamila Forkosh Lavan joins us now from Jerusalem. Thank you very much for being with us. Why don't we actually have more of those codes in our society that allow for people to seek help in a way that wouldn't put them in danger?
For sure, this is a really beautiful example on how the person that answered the call was very prepared and clearly has flexible mind, creativity, yes, and perhaps previous training. I would assume that one of the reasons, for example, we've seen these kinds of calls, right? We've seen, like, we know from US not long ago, also there was a call like this where a gentleman, it took him a moment to understand, like, this wasn't a mistake. Someone's trying to order food for a reason from a police station, yeah? And then he caught himself very quickly and actually also helped. And here we see it like immediate, right away. She was able to understand and speak. I think that previous training, like as we know in Israel, everyone is, well, not everyone, but like a lot of people are trained in military training. It kind of opens up your mind to different codes and different words that are used to express something else. And I think that that's very important, especially in training police force. And
can you think of other scenarios where that could be relevant, where that could be utilized, that same decoding, encoding behavior?
For sure, definitely. First response, ER, nurses, when people go to Tipat Halav, for checkups with their children, often these are the places where women are having access to go under a pretense of, let's say, I'm taking my baby, or I'm taking my mother, or I'm taking whoever. But someone often is also watching. I remember, for example, a case with someone that I discussed where a lady went to Tipat Halav, and the nurse said, technically we're not supposed to have someone else translate this, but because I don't have it in your language, let your husband translate this. Basically an abuse at home form. And I heard that, I was like flabbergasted, like, what do you mean the husband is going to translate that? You just literally did one of the biggest mistakes possible, because if this is not an abusive situation, then it doesn't matter, you didn't find out anything. But if it's an abusive situation, she just went home with that husband and got a beating, even if she answered right everything, just to make sure that that doesn't happen again. So I think training of the staff is key, is very important.
Yeah. Now, during the COVID-19 pandemic lockdowns, we saw a rise in domestic violence. I know, have the numbers reversed since? We're also heading towards a recession. A lot of people would be laid off. That's also a lot of pressure on people and family, and usually there is a spike in violence.
So that's the thing. There is always, the numbers kind of go up and down. And of course, if there is a more stressful situation overall within a society, so we do expect and we do see, unfortunately, that there is an overall spike. But we need to understand that these issues, these difficulties, these problems on different levels, of course, there is a spectrum, yes, but they always exist and they're always there. And in societies that there is more stress overall, of course, they're always there. And it's very important to kind of educate our society as a whole, but in such a way where the abusers also aren't now suspicious of their wives all the time, right? So it needs to be done in a very smart manner where the training actually comes more from the professionals, and hopefully enough messages are being thrown around in the society where those being abused are able to reach out, yes. But also I have to understand that this has to be done very smartly and very in a sensitive way. And of course it could involve messages throughout, commercials, things like that, but it has to be done in a very sensitive manner, always.
Yeah. Dr. Kamila Forkosh Lavan, thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate it.